It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way.
All right. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to a new video. So the topic of today's video is I want to discuss the biggest controversy in Dead by Daylight right now, which is the future of the LeatherFace license within Dead by Daylight. So first of all, I want to go ahead and emphasize this is all speculative. Behavior has not come out and openly said yay or nay whether or not these rumors are true. So right now, these are all just rumors, and this should be taken with a grain of salt. So before anybody begins freaking out and immediately jumping to conclusions, please remember Behavior has not 100% without a doubt confirmed that this is happening. So until they confirm, this is, it's all up to speculation and assumption. So the first thing I want to talk about is why would the license holders pull out of Dead by Daylight? Let's say, hypothetically, why would they leave Dead by Daylight? Well, for those that don't know, there is a game in development made by the same developers that actually made Friday the 13th. That game is going to be called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game. So they've actually been working on this for, I believe, 2 or 3 years now. It's been talked about and rumored to be in the works. Recently, on their Twitter pages and their YouTube, they have been dropping gameplay footage and stuff like that. So we've actually got a first look at the video game. Now, right now, a lot of people are freaking out because on the PTB, for those that don't know, for Dead by Daylight, when you enter the PTB and you had either Knockout, Barbecue, or Franklin's on, you were greeted with these names for the perks. So if you notice, it says, basically what this is saying, perk, barbecue, and chili, alternative. That's what it means. That means that it's going to have an alternative name. Now, people immediately started freaking out and saying, oh my gosh, this means, Stranger Things all over again. So for those who don't know, Stranger Things had a similar situation occur where before Demogorgon was removed, his perks actually had this same text. Now, before everybody starts freaking out and jumping to conclusions, I think it's very important to take a step back and think logically here. Behavior is a company that has dealt with this situation before. Stranger Things backing out. I wouldn't say that it's not possible that Behavior is simply just doing the smart thing and backing up and, making sure they have it ready on a flip of a switch in case things go bad. What I mean by that is hypothetically, it's possible that Behavior and the license holders are in negotiations again, because negotiations can always, you can always come back to the table with a license and negotiate. That's always there. So the license holders can always come back and negotiate a contract. Maybe they want more money. Maybe they want, a different way that their character looks in the game. There's always ways for them to come back to the table and renegotiate. It's possible that negotiations are happening and Behavior is preparing for the worst case scenario. Another very plausible situation is maybe Behavior is very aware of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and they are preparing for the worst case scenario where the license holders ask for LeatherFace to be removed. This doesn't confirm that they have asked. It is possible that Behavior is preparing for the worst case scenario. So at the end of the day, I think we should all chill out a little bit instead of freaking out and instantly jumping to conclusions. Realize that we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, so it's hard for us to say with 100% certainty, oh, it's gone, it's over. We don't know that. Also, for the people that are celebrating this all over Twitter as well as just everywhere, I want you to take a step back and think about it. Think about it like this. If you have a favorite license that you would like to see in this game, celebrating the removal of something like Stranger Things or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because of in-game mechanics is actually a bad thing, because this actually hurts Behavior's image. So when license holders back out, this can tarnish their reputation, meaning less license holders will be likely to work with Behavior due to this same exact scenario. Now, it is important to note that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been partnered with Dead by Daylight ever since 2017. So they've been here for a hot minute. Now, again, a lot of people are saying that they believe the reasoning for them backing out has to do with the game. And if they are backing out, I agree. I think it comes down to portrayal. So in Dead by Daylight, LeatherFace is not portrayed the same way as he is in the movies. Now, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, Leatherface is 100% lore accurate as they've gained rights to the movies as well as his character image. So they can actually make Leatherface identical to what he is in the movie and base their maps and stuff like that off of films. And that's what they're doing. That is why I believe that if Leatherface is leaving, it comes down to portrayal. Behavior cannot portray Bubba the way that the game, or the way the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game, can. And if they're backing out, this is why. It also comes down to what I believe to be another scenario. Now, this is also very plausible. Behavior, knowing that maybe the contract is getting ready to expire, has done this as a precaution while negotiations are happening. It is very possible that the Leatherface contract is getting ready to expire with Behavior, and they're now entering negotiations yet again. And it's possible Behavior has done this after learning about the Stranger Things situation. Maybe they've done this as a precaution until talks work out. This is not unheard of for some perks like this to be renamed with alternatives. This has happened before. Contrary to what a lot of people claim, this has happened before, prior to Stranger Things as well. I don't think it's a cause for panic, but I will say this. If you do enjoy Leatherface as a character, maybe you don't own him, maybe you want his cosmetics, I would begin saving now in the chance that this is Bubba's, just in case that this is Bubba's last time in the fog. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Hypothetically, if Bubba does leave Dead by Daylight, where do we go from here? So the first thing I want to address is I want to talk about the people that think that Dead by Daylight, it's instantly dead the second Leatherface, if the Leatherface license disappears. To which I don't agree with. I don't think Dead by Daylight is dying by any means. I think Dead by Daylight is at its lowest, or is at one of the lowest points at the moment. But I think it is far from being dead. I don't think Dead by Daylight has entered the end of its lifespan, nor do I think that even if, Leatherface leaves, that this is going to be the end of be-all of the game. I don't believe that. Allow me to explain why. Dead by Daylight is the only game of its nature. What I mean by that is it's the king. There is nothing to challenge this game. And while some people are looking at games like Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be the future of asymmetrical, which I would likely agree with, I don't think Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to beat out Dead by Daylight. I don't believe this. They're two different games. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's a 4v3. So there's 4 survivors and there's 3 killers all at once. In Dead by Daylight, there's 1 killer versus 4 survivors. You have 2 different styles of gameplay here. While I do think that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is going to be very, very appealing for the game, I will say that I don't think that this is going to be the death of Dead by Daylight. I will also note that there are people out there that genuinely believe that Dead by Daylight will not be able to compete with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to which I disagree. If you've been around long enough, you know that when Friday the 13th came out, Behavior stepped up to the plate, knocked it out of the park, and released one of the best DVD patches we've had in a long time. If you've been here for a long time, you'll remember when last year was set to release, Behavior knocked it out of the park, released one of the best patches that we've ever had. Behavior is no stranger to the competition. That is why I believe even if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is to leave Dead by Daylight, this is not the death of the game. And nor do I think if Leatherface leaves that he'll be gone for long. Games like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre are notorious for having short lifespans. An example being Predator Hunting Grounds. Another example being, you guessed right, Friday the 13th. Anyway, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I love y'all, man. Thank you guys. We're almost at 160. One more sub away and we're at 160. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, share the video around, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow the Homie Marauder _live on Twitch. You can stream it from time to time. Check me out on Rumble for an alternative YouTube. I love y'all, man.